Happy Monday. It is currently 72 degrees and sunny in New York. My life is as sweet as honey. My name's Elisa. If you've never met me, my name's Elisa. I am the writer and founder of Sunday Morning Juice, the blog. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different today, and I say that usually, but this time it's really different. I think I need to get a little bit more real with you guys. I feel like I've watched so many videos like this, but now I'm behind the camera and I know what it feels like. I love writing. I love all the things that I'm writing about, and I'm not gonna stop writing about them. However, maybe the audiovisual blog is gonna just be a vlog. Listen, I'm learning myself. I'm learning us. I'm learning our relationship together. That being said, I've been apartment hunting, as you all know, because I will not let you forget. Being in this very new city comes with a lot of new energy, a lot of good energy. So far, I've been having a good time. My mom is with me. She's having a blast. Before moving to New York City, I watched a bunch of videos about moving to New York City because I just love to research and I just love to know what I'm getting myself into. To keep it light, the videos about New York City apartment hunting were not that jolly. I don't believe that these creators were trying to be negative in any sort of way. I know that they were just sharing their experiences.
And I say all that to say the thumbnails were jarring, but I didn't let that hold me back. And you shouldn't let that hold you back. Don't let somebody's experience be your experience when you haven't even experienced, you know?
This is gonna be the video of why I had to change my life. And now I know that sounds very serious, and the truth is,
it is.
Making a leap to a city that I know nothing about and I hardly know anybody
And not for a job.
Most people don't do that. And I understand that. While I did feel a lot of support from people that I told that I was moving to New York City, I did not feel all support. There were definitely some negative undertones. There were definitely some people like, Texas rent and New York rent aren't the same thing, right? I'm a smart girl, I'm a researcher, I do know that. Thank you for sharing. But what I do know also is that I'm elite. Not in the sense where I think I'm better than other people, because I definitely don't. But I don't have anybody in my life that takes these risks and these leaps like myself. So truly, I'm making my own bike trail, but I'm the first person to ever do this trail. I did take a lot of tips to learn how to trust myself more and just follow my intuition a little bit more. All right, so let's just take it all the way back to 2019. I graduated college with a bachelor's in business administration. I graduated college with a cybersecurity degree. I went to college in August of 2016 and I graduated in December of 2019. Now, if you don't know what cybersecurity is, don't worry, neither do I. I'm just really good at completing tasks and I'm really fast at it, apparently. I was hired for my first big girl job in February of 2020. My job was to be a Salesforce front-end developer. I didn't get to start until like the first week of March. We all know what happens. Boom. 1 week after I'd started my job, which was only orientation, COVID hit and we were all forced to work from home. Working from home at the top of 2020 wasn't a thing. I knew nothing of this sort. People worked from home, but I didn't know too much about that. I just knew coworkers, they're your friends, they become your new whatever. I don't know. But working from home was not something that I just saw in my future. At the company that I worked with, it was a pretty big company. So you get hired and then you get assigned to a project. You work on this project for say 12 months. And then you get back on the bench and then you go to a new project. So I guess that was their way of keeping it interesting while you're working at this job. But since I was so new, I was on the bench. And since COVID had hit, everybody on the bench was given a project to work with the state and basically help people that were unemployed because of COVID get their employment funds. At this point, not only was I not doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing, which was a Salesforce developer, whatever that means. No, I'm kidding. I knew what that was. And working from home, like many people, my life was flipped upside down. I was feeling very lost. I was like, is this adulthood? And then it was COVID. We were all that was just like a twilight zone. And I would just like to add, I'm really grateful that I was employed during that time. Granted, nobody knew COVID was gonna happen, and I understand that. But there were so many issues that were out of my control that made the job even more stressful, and it made me not enjoy my time even more. We did not have the bandwidth to support these people. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think I got off of that project until like October, and I started the project in March. About November time, I was offered a different job as a front-end developer at a different company, and I was really pumped. I was amped. I was like, let's go. I'm ready for some new energy. Let's do something that I've never done before. Well, I was never a software developer before that because I was working on a different project. I was like, yes, I accept. It's more money. Let's go. Let's do this. During that March to October stint, I was working from 9 to 5 and then, drinking from 5 to 9 like everybody else was, okay? Everybody was doing it. So I was not keeping up with my skills that I learned at school. I wasn't trying to learn new things. I was truly just trying to survive in a reality that I did not like. And I get it, that's on me. I wasn't doing my job to get better. So I took my new job. I did struggle. I asked a lot of questions. There were days where I would just sit on my balcony on the computer, staring at my computer for hours because I did not know how to function. Granted, I'm looking at code, it's not even English. I struggled a lot and I cried a lot. I didn't know how to get excited about the work that I was doing, so I was not enjoying my job. I was pretty vocal to my parents about that, and my mom, bless her heart, she's different now, but she would always say, you can't leave a job unless you have a new job. Me, I'm the youngest, so I only take advice from myself. I literally told the CEO of the company that I'm having a quarter life crisis. I was 23. He was like, go do you. You're gonna do exactly what you're supposed to do in this world. He was super supportive, so thank you for that. I needed to hear that because at that time I really didn't know what I was doing. If I were to look into binoculars of the future and just see me now, I would be like, go girl, but I had no idea. I had no idea who I was. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going with the motions of life and going to the grocery store because really what else could you do? I left my job, but I didn't tell my parents for 6 months. I started UGC, User Generated Content. I love UGC. I still do UGC, serious inquiries below. And I started my social media management company that was not titled at the time, but it is now called The Vital Socialite. During this time, when I decided to take a leap, I didn't know what I was doing exactly. I just knew I could not do that. I could not fill this space in a company for someone that I actually knew. I couldn't put my best foot forward. I wasn't even my best self. I just knew the best thing for me to do was to let go and figure out my life. What I didn't know is at this time, I had to get really, really, really serious about who I was and who I was becoming. Once I knew that much, I just started to become very aware of how people made me feel. I started to become very aware of what I didn't like, what I did like. I started to become very aware of ways that I threw my own self off balance. I started hot yoga in 2016, but I got really serious about yoga. I became a certified yoga teacher at that time. That practice truly helps me with balance. I also started meditating back in 2017, 2018, sleep meditations. I would fall asleep to them. I fell off of it, but I got back into that too because I was I don't even have insurance to keep going to therapy. I need to make something shake. If you're still following along, I got a degree in something that I really hardly knew anything about because that's what people do. They go to college, they're like, okay, you're running out of time, you need to choose your degree. And so what did I do? What they said. After I got the degree, I got a job because what do? You follow the path that everybody else really has paved already, just so you can stay afloat, which in this day and age doesn't even keep you afloat. And so I'm really happy that I jumped off the boat earlier than expected. I was completely lost, did not know who I was, did not know what I liked. I really just followed the crowd. I even moved to Houston because my friends were just like, you should move to Houston. Like at this point, at age, I was only 22. I was such a baby, but I'd lived my first 22 years of life doing things that were not true to me. And I just had to get really serious after crying in the mirror day after day after day after day after day and be like, Elisa, are you having fun in life? The answer was no. I had to start being authentic to myself, and I didn't even know what that meant, but I knew I was just gonna start doing things that I love. The top of January 2022, I started taking acting classes. And that's the one thing I did take from people. People would always say to me, Elisa, you're a character. And I was just like, you know what, let me be one. It didn't take me very long before I booked my first paid gig. I have been working. Now I'm not on Netflix yet, but just give me give me 2 years or less. That's all I need. Another thing that I did for myself was work at one of my favorite dispensaries in the city of Houston because I love cannabis. It really helped me when I didn't know what I was doing in life and I felt really, really lost and I felt really, really scared and I just was really, really stressed. It really helped keep me calm. And I know that I'm gonna be an owner in the cannabis industry someday. So I was like, let me be a bud tender at one of my favorite places. Let me take some notes, and I took some really good notes. I became a spin instructor and I'm phenomenal. I'm an amazing spin instructor. I mean, I may get back up on that podium one day. I have other things that I'm working on that I'm gonna be able to tell you guys about very soon. But I did the damn thing. Another thing that I did was start a blog. I have loved writing since I was a young girl, and once I sat still, I was like, yeah, let's get back into writing. Taking this leap has really, really taught me how to call in the things that I need and the things that I want. And even though I'm not exactly where I want to be today, there's tomorrow, and then there's gonna be another tomorrow, and I'm gonna be there soon enough. I'm exactly where I need to be, and I know that. And even though the day before I was supposed to move to New York City, there was a crazy state of emergency flood. But you know what? It didn't happen the day that I got here. And you know what else? It took out a lot of those rats. I say all this to say I've come a very long way since I started this journey of self-actualization. And maybe you need a sign to take a risk. This is your sign. Because what they don't tell you is miracles happen once you take action. So the first step is to start, and the next step is to just keep going. Because you have no idea how amazing life is gonna get for you. So stay focused and enjoy the process. That's all I have for you guys today. Next week will be the sequel to this video, but it's gonna be a little bit more focused on your needs. So I'll see you guys back here on Monday. We have a new blog post that just went up, The Magic of the Flow State. And honestly, that feels like it pairs hand in hand with this video right here, right now. Jeez. My mocktail recipe ebook, Skip the Spirit, Savor the Soul, is available on Etsy and on my Stan store. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share, comment. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm in New York City. I'm about to go enjoy my time. And until next Monday,